Good morning. Well, we got another day. We got some seed moving around here this morning, so we're gonna do that. And then agronomist Wade's coming up. We're gonna go walk some cornfields. Dad's still power washing a barn roof. He's about done. Ryland's out here playing baseball. He won't let me pitch to him. He just throws it up and hits it. It's gonna be a good day. It's a lot cooler today than it has been. That's nice. We also have decided that we need to change oil on this generator before we do any irrigation with it, so we got that project to do. We didn't use it last year. We used it 2 years ago. Yeah, anyway. All right, like I said, I got somebody coming to pick some beans up. They're transferring them out of my dealership to, going a couple hours south here, but they're going to take those 2 boxes, those 10 paper bags, and those 3 boxes. So then that leaves me with just 3 boxes of beans left, and we'll probably use them up for double crop, or at least some of them. So, yeah, it's all good. Truck's here. Off to Berkey we go. I'll show you when we get there what we're looking at and stuff, but we have some green snap and some corn from the wind that we had earlier this week. So Wade's gonna meet me there. We might go walk some fields, some of the other fields, and some of the, my customers, neighbors down there, just to see if they have anything that is concerning or not. But yeah, I'll show you when we get there. All right, we made it down here to Berkey. This is one of our better fields here. 110-day corn, and like I said, we need to look at it for some green snap that Dad was finding. I don't see any. But we'll take a look when we get out here. So this right here is what we're looking at. These plants that just kind of broke over. They snapped off. We call it green snap. And those are not going to recover from that. Here's another one. It doesn't look terrible, but there are, you know, there's one. Now this one's interesting. Here's one with a tiller, Wade. So this one had a tiller, which a tiller is just a sort of a secondary shoot coming off of the plant that usually would die off when the plant gets stressed. It'll suck all the nutrients and moisture out of this to feed the main stem. But in this case, the main stem is dead. So whether this is going to grow and actually produce an ear now, maybe a little one. I don't know. It's something. There's another one. This is not bad, but there is some here. 3 plants sort of close together there. It's not 3 right in a row. We got more here. So we definitely lost some. Get out here and look, and you can see all these ones. Wade and I just did a stand count back there. It was 29, 30,000, which will work. It's not. This hybrid has really good ear flex. It's one that will compensate for lower populations a little bit. In fact, I plant it a little bit thinner because of that, and so you know, losing some is not good, but it's not the end of the world here. If we were down to 20,000 or something, then I would be very concerned, but we're not down to 20,000. Well, you look down the rows and you think, well, there's nothing laying down there, but when you walk through it, you can definitely see some. We've got plenty of moisture yet. There's one. There's another one. There's one. They're not hard to find, but they're not. It's not like we lost 10% or anything like that. So I think we'll be okay. We're going to drive down, look at the other end of the field a little bit, see how much it changes down there. I was trying to see if we got closer to the edge of the field, if it's worse. Maybe. Sort of spotty. Well, we're on the other end of the field now. There is still some green snap. But it's about the same, maybe a touch more down here, I don't know. And there's one, there's one, there's one. You know, you're maybe 4% right here in this particular row if you start counting out 100 plants and how many of them are broken off, but it's not all that bad. I would say, what do you think, 2 to 3% overall?
Yeah, not yield limiting.
So, given the hybrid and what we got here, I'm not concerned about it. If we were in my irrigated field where we've got that 10D21 that's a very fixed ear, requires high pops, where I planted 42,000 and we lost 10% up there, or 5% even, then it would be yield limiting and I would be more concerned about it. This hybrid here, these pops, losing 1,000 an acre, 2,000 an acre isn't the end of the world. This corn will be just fine and it looks really good. All right, we're taking a stop at the bean fields here just to look. Obviously these beans are no-tilled. We don't no-till a lot of soybeans, but the bean fields down here to Berkey were hanging just a little wet this spring, and we decided we didn't want to run the disc on them, and they were firm enough and we didn't rut them up too bad during harvest, and decided we could just come down here and plant them. This may create some issues at harvest time with these old corn stalk rows and getting them to feed into the combine, but we've no-tilled beans before. It is not the end of the world. Look at this little guy. This little guy right here is not wanted. That's a mare's tail. We'll take care of it. So anyway, but the beans are here. They're starting to put that first trifoliate leaf out. The cotyledons here. Something bit on that one. Got a little probably wind damage, ripping the leaves apart there. What's the growth stage when there's not a fully expanded trifoliate, Wade?
You usually call that VC.
VC, okay. I didn't know if there was a U or something for the unifoliates before or not, but yeah, they look pretty good. Nice stand, you can see all the way across them. I think these will be all right. See this damage on these cotyledons there, like that? That is most likely from slugs. In fact, you can even see the slime trails on that one. It's definitely from slugs. These old beans are growing fast enough they'll stay ahead of them, but slugs can be devastating to soybeans, especially in high residue situations. High residue. We've had to replant, or we've tried cover crop stuff in soybeans before, and it's one of the big reasons we don't do a lot of cover crops, because we get slugs, and then we have to replant the beans, and that does me no good. We've moved over to our corn plot here. Taking a look at that. Got a couple of people here looking at it with us, customers, Mama Jack, and anyway, it looks pretty good. This corn is it's just a little more up and down. You can see tile lines across it, that dark green strip there, and it's better every time I come down here and look at it. This is some of that stuff that we burnt with the herbicide early. You can still see that speckling on these bottom leaves, but it's getting into the nitrogen. It's getting better every time I come and look. It looks a little bit greener, a little bit better. Did we knock the top end off of this corn? Maybe. But it still depends on how much rain we get the rest of the summer on how good this corn's going to be. So we're in okay shape here. Well, I'm not the only one with some awesome, really good looking corn. Went to look at the customers here. This is our 110-day, and it's beautiful. Planted in April. Big, meaty, beefy stalks. We got brace roots coming out already. This is the same hybrid that we had the green snap in, and I don't see any here, and his was planted 2 weeks ahead of ours. That's why. All right, we are done looking at fields down here. Time to head back to Waldron. It's about 2 o'clock now, so we'll go back and do some power washing. We're gonna pull this thing home. Dad got our generator the other day, so we'll pull this home for him. See if I can get it hooked up. Aha! The old air suspension comes in handy once again, because ain't no way I was gonna lift that tongue up on my own. So we lowered her down all the way to entry mode. Now there ain't no way I'm gonna get that out of there. We'll come in here, hit the raise button, and watch this. Ha! Aha! It's a beautiful thing, I tell you. That was cool. Think those wings will be all right? It's just gravity holding them. Should I tie them together? Oh, that's awesome. I threw a strap on so they'll stay up. Should be good to go. Look at how clean and shiny our nice barn roof is. Looks great. Dad's done with the power washer, it appears. However, Phil's using it out at the grain system now. But he's not using it at the moment, so I think we'll get the corn planter out probably. I probably should go put the pump in and work on our irrigation stuff rather than worrying about a corn planter that's not really critical. But oh well. You guys see this? This is our weather forecast. Today, tomorrow, all next week. See these temps? Reasonable. 90, 98, 96, 92, 93, 93, 93. Chances of rain. Low. Nothing. It's about to get very hot and very dry. Perhaps I should get the irrigation stuff out. Or at least get everything ready. Got to get the generator out, get the pump out, get the traveler out, go through them, make sure they're ready. I think that's probably a good idea. Well, priority number one, or step number one, I guess, is going to be servicing the generator since it's already in the shop here. So we're going to start her up, let her run right where it sits for a few minutes, warm the oil up. There's plenty of it in there. And then there's a hose right there. We'll pull out and set in a bucket and drain it, and we'll replace the oil filter, pull the air filter, and clean that out. That should be good. Should start right up here. Let's see. Ooh, did not start right up. She's not a Tier 4 emissions compliant engine. It was the safety switch over here. There's a safety switch that this door has to be closed. If that door opens, it shuts itself off immediately. It wasn't quite closed all the way, so that's what it was. But we'll get some buckets around, let that thing run. I think we got filters upstairs we'll go get. Got her all set up. She's been running for 4 or 5 minutes. Should be enough. Shut it down and we'll open up the valve. Right into the bucket. There it comes. 8,300 engine oil. We don't need that one anymore. Same filter as this because there's, I don't know if they're the same engine or not actually. I think this is an 8.1 and that had a 7.6. But it uses the same filter. What's in there? Oil. Nope. That's the paint for the roof for the barn where Grandpa was power washing. It's an elastomeric coating. It's to seal up all the leaks.
Is it white?
It is white. I'm not going to open it right now. Sorry, dude.
I can open it.
Okay, you go ahead. Anyway. I know it seems like I'm procrastinating washing the corn planter, and I am. I do want to get that done, though, but sometimes you got to prioritize the highly important jobs. And while I don't need to irrigate today, if I wait until Monday to do any of this stuff, I'm going to be scrambling because it's going to be hot. And we're going to be wanting to pump water right then. So let's get ahead of it. Let's get stuff ready to go now. Probably won't take anything up there today because it's 3:30 already. Maybe tomorrow we'll set some stuff and lay some pipe. I don't know, but we're going to get it ready. Okay, well, our oil's still draining. I got the filter changed there. We're going to let that continue to drip. We'll come around to the other side and we'll pull the air filter out. We may just clean this. I don't even know if we would have another air filter for it. So we'll see what it looks like when we get it out. 5604 hours, that's only 170, which on an air filter on a generator isn't too bad, except for that this runs around the drain system where it's usually pretty dusty, so we'll see. Come on, there it comes. Yeah, a little dirt in there. Let's see what we got. Feels pretty heavy. It doesn't look horrible, but I bet there's quite a bit in it if I tap it out here. Not terrible. Yeah, we're gonna blow this one out. Put it back in there. We'll use this thing. We bought this a few years ago. I don't really care for it, to be honest, but it sort of works. That's the problem. You hit the sides and then it stops it. It's got a little spinny airhead under there. So you stick it in and the top is supposed to center it. It sort of works, it sort of doesn't. It doesn't really fit all the time. Wasn't as much in there as I thought there would be. Wrote the hours and the date on there, and I wrote down how much oil it takes because it doesn't say anywhere and I had to look it up. Next time we won't have to look it up. 29.6 quarts. Tell you what, oil pumps, bulk oil, sure is nice. Not having to do it by hand, the manual pumps and cans. Alright, we're going to walk out here and see what it will take to get our Traveler and our pump out. I'm sure they're buried a little bit, but we've gotten enough stuff out of here. May not be too terribly hard. Looks like Dad took some boards out. I did see some stuff sitting outside, so Traveler's got to come first, it would appear, and then we can get the pump. Just move a little bit of stuff with a forklift. See if that lawnmower will start. I didn't really want to get the Traveler out just yet, but I do want to get the pump out. We do have some cool stuff coming for this that we will talk about next week when it gets here, but I've got a tracking or monitoring device, I guess you would call it, that we're going to add to the Traveler that's going to help me to know what's happening when and how and everything without me actually having to be in the field. So that's pretty cool. And then it's also got a piece that goes on the pump side of it to shut the pump down if the Traveler stops and stuff. That will be also very cool. So we don't have a lot we need to do to this. It's all electric, so it all pretty much is self-sufficient. We just need to check the tires and grease a couple of points maybe, and that's pretty much it really. I need to use the forklift. Phil's got it out here. He pulled the grate off of our pit to clean it out. Did a nice job. Cleaned out down there. Those are not fun jobs. And he got it nice. I don't know if he's ready to put this back on or just take the forklift and we'll bring it back when we're done, I guess. Okay, well, we're getting stuff dug out. This is a sad day. It is not a good day when I have to get the irrigation stuff out. And to be fair, I don't have to yet, but it won't be long. And like I said, we're getting ahead of it. All right, so this sets right next to the river. We've got our suction tube that attaches there. It's 30 foot long, goes down into the water. That's where we're pumping out of. And then this is a 75 horse electric motor powered by that 4-inch pump. I think it's a 4-inch pump. Cornell pump, I believe. Let's see, what does it say? Yeah, Cornell pump. We've got our gate valve to control the flow a little bit. We've got our check valve so we don't get any backflow. Pressure gauge to a Murphy switch that's never gotten hooked up. And then our coupler for our 6-inch aluminum irrigation pipe. Injector port with an injector in there. We can test that out while we've got it in here. This is a 450 gallon tank? Yeah, 425, whatever. We use that to put nitrogen, sulfur, whatever our fertigation stuff is in there. Goes through that tank. We've got our start and stop switches for the electric motor starter. And we've also got a timer on here. Vacuum pump down there, that's our vacuum pump, which sucks the air out of the pipe to prime everything. And our injection pump over here. So it's all there, it all works. At least it did when we put it away, and we used it a lot 2 years ago. So we'll check the things out. We'll check the tires. We'll check the injection pump. We'll open the valve or open the lid on the tank just to look in there. There's some liquid in there. I assume it's ATS, ammonium thiosulfate. So we'll see what it looks like. Could be 28. I don't know. And we'll probably run that injection pump a little bit. Run our vacuum pump. Make sure everything looks like it's working. Testing our injection pump. I have a tank here that I put water on that I've got teed into that line, so I've got the valve from the tank shut off, not that it can draw anything out of there anyway, and we're running some water through it, and it should start building up some pressure and blowing it through this injector port over here in a minute. If it's working, it'll probably spray me. It's coming, yep. Squirting out of there. Cool. It works exactly like it's supposed to. So that injects that into the water stream. You know, right now it's just water, but when we're irrigating, we put fertilizer in there and it just dribbles it in. Oh, there we go. There's the pressure. Must be it takes it a few times to build up some back pressure because we don't have any pressure in the pipe. Normally there's 200 pounds of water pressure in the pipe, so it stays plenty pressurized. There's an adjustment on there for the stroke of the pump to change how much you put on per acre. In fact, maybe we should spray that down, lube it up a little bit, get some silicone spray. Okay, well, that one's working just fine. The other one here, ooh, is our vacuum pump. It clearly works. There it goes. As intended. There's a switch on there, but we've got to, oh, hold on, I'm overflowing. So our vacuum pump is 110 volt. Because we have a generator, we have 110 volt circuits, and that's why we run our injection pump and our vacuum pump on 110 volts. But the little switch that they send with it, this little button switch right here, it's rated for 12 volts. And so it doesn't take too long or too many times to blow that switch out of there. So when you lift up on this handle, it presses the button and it's supposed to turn it on. Yeah, that didn't work so well. So we ended up sticking the wires together and just hot wiring it. So basically as soon as you plug it in, it's on, but you gotta be ready with the handle, and yeah, it works, it's fine. I could put a new switch in there if I wanted to, but it's just gonna do the same thing over again. They don't make a button switch like that for 110 volt systems. So, or at least I haven't found one. Maybe one of you guys knows where you can get one. See this tank? This tank is a repurposed. That is the tank that used to be on the rope wick sponge that we used on the Gator a few weeks ago. Yeah, that's the tank that you used to put your glyphosate in and let it soak out into the sponge. Yeah, we're still using all that old stuff. That vacuum pump does take vacuum pump oil, which is what this bottle is for. There's enough in there for a little while, but we're gonna need to get another jug of that coming, so I will work on that sometime soon here. Yeah. All right, the pump is good to go. Next up is the pipe trailer in the pipe. So we're gonna use the 7520 to do that, get that around. So we gotta unhook this scraper that we were using. We're probably not done with it, but we need to be done with it for a little while because we're gonna do something different. Trying to get the pipe trailer hooked up. I had to get the forklift to pick it up and try and get it lined up with the pin because, well, there's no jack on this trailer. There used to be, but it broke because it wasn't heavy enough. And yeah, this trailer has been through a couple of different lives. It started out as a sprayer, believe it or not, and then got extended into a pipe trailer. And yeah, it's close. I think it'll bounce in there if I move. It should. Hopefully we don't lose the whole trailer. That right there is the work, putting all of that together. So it's not fun, but that's why we only do it once, right? The first year we had this stuff, we moved it like 4 times. I learned quickly, don't do that. Put it down, stay in the same spot, just pump water. So we'll lay it down here sometime soon. I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow or Monday or what, and then it won't get picked up until the end of September. So all right, well, we checked the tires and that's about all there is to do to this, so it is ready to go. The pipe trailer has to be one of the first things to go up because it's got our river screen on it, and so the first thing we have to do is set the pump, and you can't set the pump without that pipe, so they kind of are the first things to go, and then we start laying it out from there. So once we get the pump and the pipe trailer, or the suction pipe set, then we can kind of start laying out where the rest of the pipe is going to go, and then we can get the generator up there, and then you just hook it all up together and away we go. So it'll take us a full day to be up and running. If we started first thing in the morning, we could be pumping water by 4 or 5 in the afternoon, I suppose, but it's not going to happen today. It doesn't need to happen today. So we use ring lock pipe, so it's got these rings on the end and a seal in here. The other end slides into here, and then there's these clamps that fit around here and latch on. So they take a little bit longer to put together maybe than a hook and latch system does, but I've never had a pipe blow apart on me, so that's a good thing. Okay, well, we moved that Traveler out of there. I think we've got all the irrigation stuff ready to go, minus the Traveler itself. But I'm not going to dig that out tonight. That's kind of the last piece. So we're going to call it good here. I'm going to go home. We might lay pipe tomorrow, try and get this stuff set. I've got a meeting in the morning, so I'll be a little later in the morning before I can get here to get it started. But tomorrow's supposed to be cool, mid-70s. Then it gets into the 90s next week, and I just think that getting this done before it gets super hot would be a good idea. So I wish I had those parts to put on here before we took it up to the field, because it'll be easier in the shop than it will be up there. But we'll make it work. So yeah, fun. Thanks for watching today. If you are one of those people that is looking forward to me irrigating, make sure you check out next week's videos, because I'm quite sure it'll be happening. Phil and my dad probably think I'm stupid for trying to do it now, and we've got plenty of moisture right now. I don't need to be, but I think that's going to change rapidly between now and Monday, even Tuesday especially. So when it's 90+ degrees out, we're pumping water as much as we can. So thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. Questions, comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you when we see you.